Mmm! Oh my god, it's so good. So first, we need to release a lot of the liquids out of the mushrooms because oyster mushroom naturally has a lot of liquid in it. And so we just want to try to get as much of the liquid out and concentrate on that flavor. So we're just going to dump all that in there. And this pan, it's a medium-high heat, okay? And what we're going to do to kind of help bring out the moisture from the mushrooms is we're going to just salt it, because salt draws out the liquids and the moisture. So we're gonna salt that well, give it a nice toss. I didn't put any oil in there, it's just a hot pan, and then straight into the pan is the mushroom. But you can already see, look at that, the liquid in between it. You see the bubbles? There's already like liquid coming out from it. So we're going to just have this cook on here for a while. Every so often, you want to just turn it, and that will help like move it around to get it cooking down, okay? All right, so the mushrooms have been cooking for about like maybe 1 to 2 minutes, and you see what huge of a difference it made, right? Look at all of this liquid from the mushrooms, and it's still going to continue to keep releasing more liquid. And so we're just gonna let it cook down a little bit longer because we want to get, again, as much of this liquid out as possible. All right, see how a lot of the liquid is cooked down? We have this on a higher heat so that we can get this reduced as much as possible. With wild mushrooms, you want to make sure that they are cooked all the way through, because you can get sick if you eat them raw. So most wild mushrooms, like oyster mushrooms, you don't want to eat it raw. You want to get this cooked down. And so this ensures that it is properly cooked. All right, so most of the liquid's gone. We're gonna remove this into another dish. To the same pan, we're going to go ahead and add some olive oil. Ooh, excuse me. We're gonna add some inappropriate olive oil that has no manners to this pan. This is part of that mushroom. We're just gonna scrape that up a bit. All right, and then we're going to add 1 large shallot that's been sliced up. We want to season this oil. We're gonna cook this for about 1 minute. Now we're gonna add 3 to 4 grated garlic. Stir that in. Let that cook for just a few seconds. All right, now we're gonna add 3 Roma tomato. It's been chopped up. And we're gonna cook this down. And just like the mushrooms, because we want it to cook down quickly, we're gonna make a sauce out of this, right? We're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of salt on there, and that'll help to draw the moisture out. At this point, we can also put in some black pepper. A generous amount. Unless you don't like a lot of black pepper, then hey, that's up to you. It's pretty flexible meal, so you don't have to have a lot, but you want a little bit just to make the flavor taste well. Okay, so to help this cook down faster, we're gonna put a lid on this. We're gonna lower the temperature to about medium-low or just low, and we're gonna let that simmer for just a few minutes. So we've got our pot of water that's boiling, and we're just gonna add about a good generous portion of salt to that to season that up, and then we're gonna bring this to a boil. Okay, our water is boiling. Now we're going to add a handful of pasta. Just gonna stir that in so that they don't stick to each other. Whenever you cook pasta, you wanna stir it in immediately because the starch will start to stick to each other, and then you have like these clumps of pasta that don't cook evenly and they get hard. So we're just gonna stir that in. All right. Our sauce has been cooking down, and we have some chunks, but it's mostly liquid. And we want to go ahead and taste this at this point. It's good, but I want to add just a little bit more salt. Okay, now let's go ahead and we'll add our mushrooms back into the pan. Stir that around. All right, we're gonna let that cook. I turned up the heat just a little bit because we're gonna do fast cooking again. Our mushroom has been cooking in this sauce for about 2 minutes now. We're gonna add some fresh parsley, about a handful. This is chopped fresh parsley. It's gonna give some freshness to the dish. And I can already smell, like, it smells fantastic, y'all. You can really smell the parsley and the tomatoes. Okay, so we're gonna add another layer of freshness. We're gonna add our basil, and this is 2.5 cups of just the basil leaves. I'm not gonna put it all in. I'm gonna put most of it in for now. We're gonna turn the heat off. We don't want the basil to burn. Toss that in, and you should be able to smell the wonderful aroma of the basil. Like, the heat just really highlights it. You can try using dry basil, but to be quite honest, it's not gonna be the same. You really want fresh for this. Fresh is gonna be best. All right, we're gonna stir that all in. Look at how pretty that is. So many colors. All right, so our pasta is about done. That's how I always like to test it. You can pinch it, and if it comes apart, it's ready. Or if you're like me, I prefer to taste it. It's good. All right, let's go ahead and we'll turn off the heat off of this. All right, let's go ahead and take some of this pasta. We want a nice heaping of it, and we're gonna stir this in. You want that pasta to absorb all of that wonderful flavor. Look at how pretty that is. Let's give this a taste. Okay, let's get a little bit of mushroom, a little bit of that pasta. All right, let's give this a taste. This looks so good. It's hot. Oh my God, this is so good. This is amazing. Dang. All right, so this is ready to be served. You really taste the mushrooms. The pasta has absorbed the sauce. Now, we can serve it just like this. But if you want to make it spicy, we can add some crushed red peppers. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. If you want to add some Parmesan cheese, we can also do that. And so my family likes Parmesan cheese, and so I've got some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And what I'm gonna do now is we're just gonna take some of this, we're gonna sprinkle it on there. And this is completely optional. Like, if you don't have Parmesan cheese, don't worry about it. Like, it was good without it, but my family likes Parmesan cheese, so we're gonna go ahead and add that, and we're gonna toss it in. And also, like, if you're doing vegetarian or vegan, like, just leave out the Parmesan. It was delicious without it. So this is gonna make it even more amazing. All right, let's do a little twirl on there. We'll put some mushrooms, because everyone will get some mushrooms. That's what it's there for. Okay, and then we saved ourselves a little bit of parsley there. And more freshness, we can garnish this with a little bit more basil leaves. And I say garnish, but like, it's actually delicious, pretty raw. On top of this, we're gonna put in a sprinkle of Parmesan, y'all. And then I like it spicy, so I like to put some crushed red pepper. Okay, let me know in the comments what y'all think. How would you rate this? For me, this is a 10 out of 10. Instagram pretty. Okay. Ooh, it's so pretty. Mmm. It's fresh. It's hot. And there's like so much going on right now. You can taste the mushroom. You can taste the pasta. It's really absorbed the tomatoes, the garlic, the shallots. Mmm. Mmm. This is really nice, y'all. It didn't cost a whole lot. The mushrooms were free because I went to the forest and foraged it. The pasta was, I think, I got it on sale for $1 a box. And then the herbs, they were about like $1 a bunch. So it didn't cost a whole lot. Pretty easy to make, very fast, as you can see. And it feeds a lot of people. So hope you'll give it a try. Bye, y'all.